Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Bradley and this is my ugly Christmas sweater. So this evening will be a review of a fragrance from the house of Christian Dior, their La Collection Privee. This is Feve Delicieuse. Been a lot of talk about this one in the community. Actually, it's been the big hype monster in terms of in the gourmand fragrance game. Was released in 2015, I think around May of 2015, so it's been out for a pretty good chunk of time now and has definitely risen to these crazy amounts of hype. So I'm here today to give you guys my take on this fragrance right here. Now I do really enjoy the private collection. I've tested a couple of the fragrances and I'm looking to eventually get a sample set of the entire line so I can really go through, but man, Dior is one of my favorite houses, as you know. I really like them, and of course their private blend collections are just used with the best ingredients, and this is their gourmand shot in the private collection. This composition right here was composed by Francois Demachy. And normally now I go through the presentation, but since I don't have the bottles, I have a nice size decant right here. I kind of shows what the bottle looks like right there. You see it's got like the brownish tan juice in there. So let's go with the note breakdown of Feve Delicieuse. This opens with lavender and mint. In the mid we have sour cherry, freesia, and jasmine. But just wait towards the base, because obviously the top and the middle don't really sound like a gourmand too much. All the gourmand notes are pretty much sitting in the base. We have benzoin, caramel, cedar, cacao, tonka, leather, sandalwood, vanilla, praline, and milk. So this fragrance, guys, is really a gourmand lover's dream, in my opinion. But this is different than any other kind of sweet fragrance. Most sweet fragrances go superly sweet. I'm thinking about Hermes, Ombre, Narguilé, fragrances like that just are like sugary, sweet. This has a touch of that, but this goes more in the bittersweet direction, which I find really intriguing and different and unique because, you know, it takes a lot of restraint, a lot of composure to kind of create something very complex, and that's something that has this really nice bitter tonka quality, because this is really what Feve Delicieuse specializes in, is the tonka bean. Just think about the tonka bean itself. It really is like a roasted tonka bean. You got vanilla in the background, you got some cacao, some praline. It has a slight like cherry milky thing in there as well. So very, very interesting fragrance. Overall, it's a sweet gourmand, but like I said, it just has this really nice bitter scent to it. I find it very, very nice. It's definitely a people pleaser, crowd pleaser. You're not going to necessarily offend anybody with this. It just has a nice, sweet, sort of a dry, dusty, gourmandy smell. So what I'm going to say right now about the opening, you may not want to watch this part. So I'm going to give you fair warning right now. Anybody who does not want to necessarily maybe have the opening of this fragrance ruined for them, skip forward for the next 30 seconds and you should be safe. Okay, all the people that stuck around, hear me out. This is what the opening of this smells like, because I read this actually on Fragrantica and it kind of ruined the opening for me. The lavender and the mint, I can totally smell them, and to me, the person on Fragrantica wrote, this to them smells like a 1950s plastic baby doll. Now whenever I smell the opening, that's exactly what I think of, and it kind of weirds me out. I really smell the lavender and the mint, and it just smells like a plastic baby doll. It smells very weird, very off-putting to me, and the opening is just weird, so I'm not a big fan of it. However, once this fragrance starts to progress, like I said, the vanilla, these really nice gourmand notes really come to the top, and the tonka bean is the main player of this game. Overall, the smell is quite nice. It's definitely complex. I wish it was a little bit deeper and a little bit richer. This falls a little bit flat. It's pretty linear on my skin for the most part, but in terms of a well-composed, high-quality scent, this is very high quality. You can really pick out every ingredient that's in here. Another quick thing, is this masculine, is this feminine? It goes both ways very easily. Like when I smell this, I don't really picture, super masculine guy wearing this. At the same time, I can picture a woman wearing this. So take that with a grain of salt. Take that with you what you will. But I think I'm fine wearing this. I think any guy should be comfortable wearing this. So that's what that is. In terms of smell, it's a bittersweet tonka bean gourmand. It smells very nice, high quality ingredients, very complex and well composed. I'm gonna score it a 4 out of 5. Like I just said, the opening I'm not the biggest fan of. I wish it was a little bit more deep and a little bit more rich and well grounded. However, it's still an amazing scent, and like I said, the quality speaks for itself, so a 4 out of 5. Now let's go into the performance parameters. I've heard this thing was very beastly. A lot of people are saying this thing is absolute beast mode. On me, it's not quite that. I have many other fragrances in the winter fragrance game that last longer than this, like 1821 Man-Made. Even Tobacco Vanille lasts longer than this. This will get me about 10 to 14 hours of longevity, which is still pretty good, but let's say Dior Privee Mitza, which is actually my scent of the day today, lasts a lot longer than this does. However, still pretty good performance, has average projection sillage. I feel like after around 5 to 6 hours it falls a little bit flat on my skin, but it's still there. So overall the performance is still pretty nice. I'm going to score it a 4 out of 5. Was expecting a little bit more from all the hype that I've heard about it, but still not that bad. Okay, now let's go with the Versatility. So this fragrance is very nice, versatile, gourmand. Fall and winter is the best times to wear this. However, I personally see this working best for the winter time, especially around like the Christmas time of the year. Whenever I smell it, it just really reminds me of Christmas. I also wear this up to Thanksgiving for one of my Thanksgiving dinners, and it worked very well for that. So whenever I smell it, it just reminds me of family times around the holidays. Day or night, you can go either with this one. In terms of occasions, I think it actually still is good for a date, especially you can spray this on yourself and on your date at the same time because it is unisex, so that could work very well for that. Pretty nice for the office, it's going to last you your entire work shift, very inoffensive, not going to choke anybody out. Wouldn't wear this in the club, it's too complex and too expensive for that in my opinion. Same thing with casual, I know this is my casual scent. I find it great for casual use. This is great, has a very comfortable vibe to me, so I love wearing this casual winter time. You could also wear it outdoors because it does perform pretty nice and has a warming effect to it. So like I said, you get the picture. Overall, Feve Delicieuse is a very versatile fall and winter colder weather fragrance. So I'm going to score it a 3 out of 5. Not the best for the clubs, not the best for like the night out scenario, but other than that, everything else, colder weather, this thing does great. And also it's just a little bit expensive maybe to be wearing for every day, so that's going to drop it a little bit as well. Okay, let's go with the compliment factor now. This one, I've heard this one is a big time compliment getter. I've gotten a few on my skin. It's not like crazy compliments, you know, like Tobacco Vanille gets me compliments pretty much every time I wear this one, almost every time, but it's still a good complimenter. Don't get me wrong, it still gets its fair share of compliments. I'm gonna give the compliment factor a 3 out of 5. Women seem to like it, but again, they say that they would wear it for themselves as well, which I can definitely see, got no problem with that. So still a 3 out of 5 for the compliments. Was expecting a little bit more, you kind of get the theme right here. This thing has been hyped up so much that it's failing to live up to it a little bit by my expectations, but it's still a great scent. And let's go with the value category, last but not least. Standard Dior Privee prices, we're talking $200 plus for a full bottle right here, which, you know, that is pretty expensive. That's why I was originally planning to buy this full bottle as like my ultimate winter scent, but I bought 1821 Man-Made for that instead because it is a fifth of the price and lasts twice as long pretty much, and I think it smells a little bit better in my opinion. But still, the value, not the best category. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. If you like it, sure, go ahead and get it, but all these Dior Privees, especially this one, I think for what it does, it's a little bit overpriced. So, what am I going to give Dior Feve Delicieuse? If you asked me this question when I first got it back in, let's say, January of last year, or of this year, I guess, I would say, yeah, I'll give it like a solid 9.5, 10 out of 10 almost. But I don't know, this thing has fallen out of favor slightly with me because of that opening thing, and just because I found some winter fragrances that are just a little bit better than this. I still really enjoy this, not as much as I used to though, so right now I'm going to score this an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, if you caught me about a year ago, I would give it a different score, but as of right now, this is what it's scoring with me. There are better Dior Privees, in my opinion, than this one, but still this one's a really nice one and a great gourmand. If you're a gourmand lover, you have to try this one out. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Please make sure you like, rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Be prepared for my video coming up tomorrow, as always. Looking forward to the holidays. Wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and stuff like that. And I'll see you later with another video.